Welcome to the Uncle Hack Podcast, where dudes pretty much just talk dude shit.
Here we are, another episode of the Uncle Hack Podcast. It's your boy back in the booth. Oh boy, we're going into year 3. It's almost the end of January. We're going into year 3 of a pandemic, and everybody, we're docile now. That's why we throw things like the roast battle that went on this past weekend without a hitch, I may add. There were some small issues, a little lighting issue, a few little things, but hey, we're barely getting this bitch back open. We're barely keeping her open, right? We're trying. We're doing the best we can as comedians, as dipshits, to get out there and give some entertainment for the people. It's rather difficult. It is. And especially with the political climate, the societal climate of what can be said on stage and what can't be said on stage. Everything that we do is primarily hate speech in our performances. And I feel like that's what's just missing in the world right now. Just some people that get up there and say very, very aggressive statements towards one another to offend people in a crowd. That is exactly what our roast battles are about. We put some people on their heels, I'm not going to say who. I know that this weekend it went off without a hitch. We had someone come through the ranks and now is back in a number one contender position. Anessa Schneider, okay? Anessa Schneider. Put some respect on her name, Hack. What are you doing? Came through. Beat my co-host on Last Call Confidential, the live stream that we have every Wednesday at 6 p.m. Mountain Standard Time that you can watch live. You can call into our show and talk with us. It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful fucking thing to see someone just rip through everybody. I'm not saying that I didn't have her in the number one. Actually, that's a lie. I thought it was going to be someone else who was going to be sitting pretty at the number one contender spot, given Danger Cat's roast battles. We bring in some aggressive fellas that want to say some very intense things, right? And she came through, persevered, made a goddamn statement, and we'll get the rematch against Sam Walker, and it won't be in a parking lot this time. It won't be in a parking lot this time. These two will be under the roof of a venue going head to head with the title on the line. Sam Walker, once again, his opponent, the number one contender, the most recent number one contender, Faris Haitia, didn't show up. So thankfully we had to step in, take his place to battle for the title. It was mismatched, if you ask me. There was a giant mismatch there. That's what happens, though, on short notice fights, right? Sometimes you get a guy that's been training for 2 weeks, 1 week. He might even be training for 2 years. He's just available and ready. And in our circumstance, it was Kate Denny who stepped up to the plate to battle Sam Walker at the Danger Cats roast battles. And here we are today with a new number one contender, Anessa Schneider. So congratulations to Anessa Schneider for being the number one contender of Danger Cat's roast battle. She came in, she ripped it up. I will say, put Brett Forte on his goddamn heels. He's up there complimenting her in a roast battle. You look beautiful tonight. I really like your outfit. Me and you can play basketball together. Unfucking real. What a joke. Pussy. You want to know a Danger Cat's biggest fault? Pussy. That's what it is. You throw some pussy in front of one of us, you just get that scent, and all of a sudden you're saying things that you don't even mean. And I think that's what happened. He got the sweet scent through the nostrils, and you know what? I fucking love anybody that does anything to win. So Anessa, congrats. You put the scent out. You skunk trailed him, brought him in. You know, the classic Pepe Le Pew gets the perfume in the nose, and all of a sudden fucking everything goes out the window. What an idiot. What an idiot. What a disgrace to roast battles. He not only did he offend the audience by doing that, he offended roast battles. Those people paid money to listen to some very, very aggressive roasts, and he goes up there and plays the compliment game. What the hell is this? What kind of horse shit are we fucking running? If I was the audience member, I would have did the old tomato trick. I would have hit him in the skull with a fucking tomato. Watch him hit the deck. What an asshole. Show up there. Unreal. What a joke. What a buffoon. My God. I'm almost questioning my own reality that I lost to him in Calgary, you know? Next time I know what I need to do is I just need to eat pussy an hour before. That way my breast has that scent. You know the scent. We all know the scent. And it'll hit him in the face and he'll crumble right before me. I think, is that cheating? Is that almost like the tar on the baseball, on a pitcher's glove, just to get a little more rotation on a curveball? Is that considered cheating? I don't know. Eating some mitt before a big roast battle. We'll find out. That's my job to find out, okay? And it's the commission's job to basically punish me if they feel like I cheated, if that's a form of cheating in roast battles. And we'll cross that bridge when we get there. But it was a great evening. This weekend we're in Tabor. Going back to my hometown, doing 2 shows, one at 7 and the other at 9:30, I believe, or I have it at 7:30 and 9. I believe it's 7. Either or. DangerCatShop.com. You hit the ticket link on the side and you can grab tickets to the show. We got Last Call Confidential, where we are in an undisclosed location where you can smoke marijuana in the venue. That's right. And that's January 27th. You can get tickets also at DangerCatShop.com. And we got more events coming up for next month. Last Call Confidential will also be filmed and put on our Patreon as well. As soon as we get the edit done of the full roast, it will also be available on our Patreon. And you can check that out at patreon.com/DangerCat69. We're working on some other content as well to put on there. You know, give some value to those that want to support the channel. Hopefully be working alongside with more creators that will, benefit all of us in the long run. But in the meantime, yes, the full roast battle will be available on patreon.com/DangerCat69. You can join today, support the channel. Great way to support the channel. Great show ahead of us. You know, got that out of the way. Got the roast battle recap out of the way nice and early. We had Nick McQuick. We'll go over roasters that were involved. It was Nick McQuick, Alicia Schneider, Mo Aiden, and Brett Forte in the roast arena to find the number one contender. Alicia persevered, murdered everybody in front of her. She even had an obstacle to jump over. Brett Forte telling her that, only bring 5 roast jokes, and then all of a sudden at the venue changes it to 7, and she still mops him up in the finals to become the number one contender. Sam Walker put the strap on the line and walks away with it. It was a slaughter of a title defense. Put the title on the line, defended it, and bringing the bad boy back home. Danger Cat's roast battle champion, Sam Walker, West Coast roast battle heavyweight champion. Okay, there's a target on his back now. First things first, fan question today is great. Female listener wanting Hack to come in and solve her problems, and we're gonna do that. But first, we got something very interesting here. Canada, where are we? Get the fuck up there. There we go. Canada currently right now is ranked the 6th most miserable country by a think tank. Okay, this is great. We love this kind of news. I did a little look into where who iPolitics is owned by, and it's owned by the Toronto Star. So it made me laugh that this is the first sentence in the article. Due to high rates of inflation and unemployment, a conservative-leaning think tank has ranked Canada the 6th most miserable country in the world. Of course, it has to be a conservative-leaning think tank, right? It has to be a conservative-leaning think tank because, we're owned by the Toronto Star and we're funded by, Dr. Happy Socks. So it would be very ignorant of iPolitics.ca to come out and not try and paint that side, the other side. This is what the other side is saying, is that Canada is miserable. We just want you to know that, right? We want to make sure that it's out there that this is a conservative-leaning think tank. And I think that I don't care where you stand politically right now, if you're not at least an ounce miserable from the past, going into year 3 of lockdowns. I mean, just recently, Quebec, right? Quebec forced adults to be home at 10:30 p.m., okay? When was the last time you had a curfew of 10:30 p.m.? You want to know when it was for me? You still had to jerk off to cable television. That's when the last time I was forced to be indoors by another adult. So now we have adults telling other adults that they need to be home at a specific time, okay? You need to be home at 10:30 p.m. and sit there and stare into the screens of your phones and televisions and listen to what the higher powers have to say about what's going on and how we're going to tackle the problems that we face. I can't say, I can't even speak freely anymore on these goddamn apps. Because if I go off a little too crazy, not that I care, but it is hilarious to think that, grown adults, you got to be home at 10:30. Ow. And of course, in the most Canadian fashion, well, fuck, bud, what do you mean I got to be home at 10:30 p.m., right? I got a fucking few things to pick up there down at the grocery store. So fuck, what do I got to do tomorrow? Christ, I work till fucking 9:30 and everything's closed at fucking 10:30. By the time I get down there, right, the grocery store's closed. I can't pick up the wife's medication and she's going ballistic over it, right? I can't take time off work because inflation is goddamn killing me, right? Back in my day, I could get a rack of bananas for 66 cents. Fuck, the cocksuckers cost $4.20 now. These are all untrue facts, but you get where I'm going with this. On Tuesday, the Fraser Institute revealed where 35 countries rank on its misery index, an economic measure based on inflation and unemployment rates. I don't think that you could just wipe the board clean and just ask how fucking happy people are. And I'll go with they're not overly happy, based upon lockdowns and what you can and cannot do for entertainment. You go out to restaurants, they're not that packed. You can go to a movie theater and get any seats you want on an opening day of a box office film, I don't even know if that makes sense. Give a shit about the entertainment industry, even though I'm in it, I could give a fuck about movies and stuff like that. I do miss going to the theater, I will say that. All right, with its misery index score of a 10.88, Canada was the 6th most miserable country thanks to its 3.15% inflation rate and a 7.7% unemployment rate in 2021. Spain was the most miserable with a score of 17.61, followed by Greece with a 15.73, Italy with 11.96, and Iceland's score of 11.26. Japan and Switzerland were the least miserable countries with scores of 2.61 and 3.57, respectively, they add in there. Holy shit. I want to read this quote. Canadians are rightly concerned about the country's high inflation and unemployment rates, and when compared to other developed countries, Canada is not doing well. Way to really lay that out there for us. I mean, honestly, if you just go around and look into small businesses, you go into Ontario, they're in their 9th lockdown? Quebec, like we were just talking about, had a 10:30 p.m. curfew. So you could even take inflation and unemployment rates out of the question, and here we sit with answers to the questions that we already knew the answer to. You know what I mean? Like, oh yeah, I'm sure as an adult you thoroughly enjoy, because it's for the science, right? Because the virus shuts down. They got a job to do as well, and they're not clocking in over 12 hours because overtime, you know? They don't want to, you know, science and viral, oh, excuse me. Viral pandemics, or what the fuck am I trying to say? This is why you should never take anything I say serious, because I can't even articulate my words sometimes. But what I'm trying to tell you is COVID-19 and all these other viruses, it makes sense why they got to create more viruses, because you got to pick up the slack of others, you know? It's exactly like immigration here in Canada. If you think about it, the virus doesn't want to work past 10:30 p.m., which Quebec was quite honest about that by implementing a 10:30 p.m. curfew. So by having other variants picking up the slack, it made it easier to just, you know, although not everybody wants to be working that many hours, you know, if I'm a virus, you know, I don't want to be working over 8 hours personally. So what do? You import more viruses to pick up the slack. Exactly what we do here with Tim Hortons by bringing in Filipinos, right? Because, you know, you don't, if you're a first generation, second generation, fourth generation, whatever it is, if you're a Canadian citizen, you know damn well you don't want to be down there at Tim Hortons putting fucking turkey meat on crusty bread, lathering mayo across it and slapping a few tomatoes on the old girl and slinging it out a window for $14.25 an hour. You know you're worth way more than that, right? Christ almighty. You used to be able to go up to Fort Mac during the boom and fold laundry for $35 an hour. You think you want to fold together 2 pieces of bread? Sling it out a window? Risking the chance of catching a cold, because it is pretty cold right now. It is winter time, right? That window's opening and closing. It's the temperature change on the body could, possibly cause you to come down with a cold. And then you got to take 2 weeks off because it is labeled. You get where I'm going. So I get it. I get why Quebec went and made the 10:30 p.m. curfew, because the virus needs to take some time off too. It needs to go see its other family members, distant relatives, or are they not allowed either? Is the virus sitting there lonesome in a 1-bedroom apartment, staring at the roof, wondering, why am I working so hard? Why am I alone? Why can't I see my family? Is nobody taking time to sit there and think about the virus's feelings? 10:30 p.m., it's laying in its bed, looking square at the roof, wondering, why do I exist? What's the meaning of life? Do I got to go on some psychedelic trip to try and find my path again? Why do I feel nothing? Why do I feel nothing inside? These are questions that I have that nobody's willing to answer, So maybe Quebec was onto something by having the 10:30 p.m. Curfew and forcing people into their homes at those times, and having their respected officers driving up and down the streets with sirens blaring against town houses and echoing up and down the street, because it's just spreading that cheerful joy knowing that they care. It's not meant to spread fear, you know? Having French propaganda spewed over microphones and megaphones to bellow up and down avenues isn't there to intimidate you. It's there to soothe you and know that your respected and elected officials are caring for you. That's exactly what it's there for. You know? We're looking at this all wrong. Fucking importing viruses to keep you safe, you know? Because the virus is working overtime right now. And nobody takes time to sit there and appreciate the time and effort that this virus puts in. Do you get what I'm saying? Maybe the virus is miserable too. Holy. The index fell out of Canadian favor in the 1990s after the country brought inflation under control, says the Fraser Institute. Ideally, a health economy scores, I imagine you meant a healthy economy scores 6 to 7% on the misery index, according to Balance, a personal finance website. The index fell out of Canadian favor in the 1990s after the country brought inflation under control, says the Fraser Institute. The fact that we are again discussing the misery index and Canada's high ranking on it is bad news for Canadians who will suffer as a result. Governments across Canada, particularly the federal government, should prioritize policies that will make Canadians less miserable by lowering inflation and unemployment, he continued. Well, that's where you're wrong, okay? See, Canadians deserve to be a little less, they deserve that misery, and they deserve to feel that shadow that dawns over their shoulder as the world crumbles around them. Because, you know, like, maybe it's time, and I say this respectively, that Canadians stop being so fucking stupid, you know? Like, just recently, I seen somebody's trying to get me to share another one of these, like, United We Roll protests where you donate to a GoFundMe and gasoline, food, and lodging. It will be covered to people that feel it's necessary to drive clear across the country to sit in front of the Parliament building in Ottawa. Okay? This is another decision made. And if you do a little more digging, an independent party here in Alberta is backing this, the Maverick Party. And it's... If we didn't learn from the last time when everybody drove their little semis down to Ottawa and fucking tooted their horns outside of Parliament only to have, I believe it was, who came out? I think it was Jason Kenney, the Alberta Premier, was the only one to come and greet them upon their arrival. Nobody in the federal government gave them the fucking time of day. So it's it's great that you want to play arts and crafts and you want to draw on your little sign and play music outside of a building, but it virtually does nothing except waste more money, waste more fossil fuels, waste more paper. And I'm not trying to be some liberal cuck here by saying so, but I'm just saying, why not just kick your feet up and watch television like the rest of them? I know it feels good to drive clear across the country like you're delivering a message that's going to be heard. But I mean, like, again, Canadians are fucking idiots, because the moment that it doesn't work, we just go, oh, well, we tried, right? We put our best foot forward. What do you mean? We played Twisted Sisters. We're not going to take it no more. As loud as we possibly could, and nobody listened, man. I don't understand, you know? Like, I literally drove my fucking truck from Leduc, Alberta to Ottawa put on fucking a decent amount of miles on the old Chev, right? And fucking, laid on the horn. And fucking nobody wanted to talk to me. I don't get it. Gee, I wonder why. The last time they did this, it got like zero media coverage. No one gave a shit. There was a few articles wrote in like, I believe some like personal blogs. And then it got picked up on like the locals. You know how Global will have like their local stations? And I believe it was like Global Winnipeg was the only one to pick it up. Not even the national broadcast, if I'm correct. I could be incorrect on this, but this is just what I remember seeing. That's why nobody takes Canada serious, and that's why we slip out of control like this, because everybody just puts their, fuck. That's just the way she's got to go sometimes, pal. Fuck me, man. It's not even that bad. I hear that way too much. It's not even that bad. Oh, yeah, I just got to go home at 10:30 p.m., man. That's not that bad. I go to bed at 11 anyways. Fuck. Too easy to convince. That's why. So when inflation and unemployment rates climb, fuck, maybe I picked the wrong industry. Nobody gets pissed off here. And when we do, we drive our trucks. That's like where I'm from. Everybody thinks it's a good idea to drive their trucks, and I know that this isn't a popular opinion with the audience that I cater to, and I'm probably gonna get scorched in the comment section. But my God, how fucking retarded do you have to be? You can put political pressure in your local institutes in your local MP's office, your local MLAs. It's happening right now in Kelowna. There's a gym that just said, suck my dick to the provincial government, and they said, fuck you, we're going to stay open, and we're going to allow people to come in and work out. And it's not going over so swimmingly for forcing these mandates on them, The moment that they're like, suck my dick, and the more people that wake up to this idea, you don't got to get in your goddamn tow truck and drive it to fucking Ottawa. That's how dumb Canadians are. Well, fuck, why don't we do a GoFundMe, pay for gas, and we'll fucking go honk the horn outside Parliament there. Fucking Twisted Sister, fucking Volume 69, fucking right ripping, It's so frustrating. Everybody just fucking, hop in. I got a fucking room for one more. You want to go on a little road trip or what? Don't worry, the Maverick Party's got a GoFundMe. They're going to sling me a few bucks for gas. It's not even going to be that bad, man. Fuck, we'll sleep in the tow truck. But fuck me. Oh yeah, I got 2 sheets of fucking Manila tape there. We can write fuck Trudeau on it. And we'll wave it around. Well, how long are we going to stay in Ottawa? Fuck, I don't know, until I got a spare slip tank in the back that's got enough diesel in her to get us back to Alberta. So fucking whenever we run out of money, how does that sound? We'll keep about $40 so we can grab some Lay's potato chips at the local gas station to keep us fed. I got some beef jerky from the moose I shot there probably about a year ago. Dug her out of the freezer, so that'll keep our protein intake up to speed. We'll have to suck we'll be huffing each other's smelly farts there from probably about Manitoba to the border of Saskatchewan. Saskatchewan, right? But you know what? That's what friends are made of. Unfucking real. That's what I mean. Let's see if I can find this. Oh man, which is it? Maverick Party GoFundMe. Shit. Oh boy, I can't find it. Bad radio. This is bad radio. Anyways, who gives a shit? It's just another fucking... I don't know. Maybe I'm too negative. Maybe I'm the one that should be fired here. You know, at the end of the day, maybe I'm the one that should just shut the fuck up and appreciate that somebody's getting off their ass and attempting to do something, but it's a complete waste of time, honestly. Time for a little ad read. altvape.ca. Free same-day delivery within 2 hours of Edmonton and Calgary. Also, they have a recycling program where you can bring all your empty pods, e-liquid bottles, coils, and all used vape products can come back to all of their locations. Their commitment to their communities by preventing youth usage via patron scan ID verification, not to be confused with the QR code. This is just to make sure that minors don't come through their door. Not the QR code. They're not scanning to see if you've got the vaccine that could possibly turn you into a homosexual, according to a Jewish rabbi out of New York City. Not that. No, they're not doing that at all. They're just preventing 16-year-olds that want to come and buy some cotton candy mouth vape juice so that way they can blow fat clouds in the gender-neutral bathroom at their local high school. That is exactly what they're trying to prevent. And you know what? If you go into their store's location and use the code HACK10, you'll get $10 off your order. Isn't that nice? Isn't that nice? So not only are we encouraging adults to switch from cigarettes like a peasant and to move on over to vape products, because that's what we do. Drop one and pick up another. That's what we're paid to do here with this ad. All right, that's altvape.ca/hack10 for all of your vaping needs. We all know, call it gay. I love a good vape. I do. It's delicious. You know, you don't have the after scent of a cigarette lingering on your fingers like you're some fucking bum. If I'm being real, am I right? Although I do enjoy a good jet when I'm hammered. But altvape.ca/hack10. Next, we've got the Shoddy necklace here, which is an affordable, quality shotgun necklace. You might be wondering, what the hell is a shotgun necklace? It is a necklace with a built-in shotgun tool for shotgunning beers or anything you want. For everybody listening right now, we are offering a special discount code for you. Use DangerCats20 for 20% off your next purchase at theshoddy.com. You spend more than $80, you'll get free shipping on top of it. We've got 10 plus designs, including a Canadian, an American, Mullet Man, and Shotgun Squad style shoddy. Follow us on Instagram to see them in action. Theshoddy.com. TheChoty.com. Everybody gets all up in arms and they want to, right now, you want to feel like you're a part of something because you sat at home staring. You've watched your spouse, your children just spiral out of control into this like deep pit of depression, and everybody's miserable at one another. It is because you can't go out and do. Some people are extroverts and they can't go and enjoy the things that they love in life. You know, you have to display certain shit. Did I just get fucking blocked? Nope, never mind. But you have to display your little code before you go and have a pint. You know, you got to show proof of vaccination before you go and play beer league hockey and almost die of a heart attack, let alone not having the juice in you, inflating the old ticker, right? Speaking of inflation. But, yeah, so this is a great way to feel like you're a part of something and that you're able to get out there and contribute to what you feel is going to make a difference, but in reality, it's a complete waste of time to drive clear across the country to have nobody even give you the time of day. Honestly, it's been attempted once, and you didn't even get any attention at all. You know, people like to share on Facebook, look what we're doing, fucking cool, man. Maybe I am a negative old bastard and I'm just looking at this from I don't know, my perspective is a little off, but I just like, what the fuck has any of this done? Everybody's gotten into the streets and holding their signs and screaming and yelling, but still, you know, you're bowing to the man by not I don't know, putting the pressure on other fucking citizens to side with you. Instead, they're winning the war. They're winning the mental war against everybody. It's very apparent because when your grandma is screaming at you over, you know, she doesn't even know who the fuck Joe Rogan is, but she says, this guy's taking horse medication. You know, grandma's in the kitchen stirring up some noodles and pasta, and she's yelling about Joe Rogan taking horse medication, doesn't have a fucking clue who he is. The last time she heard of Joe Rogan, he was on Fear Factor. And you have to tell him, that's the Fear Factor guy, Grandma. That ain't the Fear Factor guy. That's the Fear Factor guy. He does UFC commentary now, and he has the #1 podcast in the world, and it has more listeners and viewership than CNN, Grandma. What the hell is a podcast? He sits with guests from all around the world and with different backstories. He's had doctors, he's had, comedians, famous musicians, people that do some very extravagant things in life, and they have a conversation. Oh, so kind of like Larry King Live, similar? Yeah. I mean, yeah. What about Johnny Carson? Yeah, Johnny Carson, but it's more in-depth and they're allowed to speak a little more freely. Well, Johnny Carson used to say some pretty funny stuff there. Yeah, Grandma, you know what? How's the noodles looking? They looking good, Grandma? I'm excited for some noodles. But I'm just saying, yeah, I get it. Yeah, you're going out and you're going to do something that makes you feel good inside, but you're not going to get the result that you're looking for. And I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news because you want to waste your time driving across the country. If you're looking for a road trip, fucking funded by some political party, by all means, hop on the bandwagon. Hop on the bandwagon. Go see the country. You get an excuse to fucking leave the house and drive across Canada with a group of people that are like-minded with you. So if you're looking at it like that, then fucking power to you. Get out there. Have a little drive. Make a cute sign. You know, you could put some punny shit in there like turdo. Flush the turdo. And you can draw a little toilet on the side of your manila tag. You and your buds can have a laugh. You know, you can use that as a punchline. I'm not going to trademark it. It's yours if you want it. It's probably been done. It's been done for sure. I'm not sitting here acting like I just made that up because that's a very easy joke to make. It's been done. But by all means, there you go. You got yourself a little coloring project to keep you occupied until the lads decide to hop in their tow trucks and drive on down to fucking Ottawa, honk their horn, and put on Twisted Sister's greatest hits. Maybe a little Quiet Riot, you know? And you can go check out Ottawa firsthand. See what it's all about. Parliament Hill, there you are. Fuck, maybe he's even got the old skating rink poured and you could go play a quick game of shinny with the fellas for protest, you know? Maybe you could just play a little sticks in the middle and then afterwards you can tape your fucking sign to your Sherwood and yell on your bullhorn while We're Not Going to Take It is blaring out the speakers. They're probably blown out speakers of the tow truck. But who the fuck am I to judge? I'm a moron. Let's get into the fan question. All right. Where are you sweetie? You know, not too often. I honestly don't think that women listen to this, and I think that they just tune in and then they hear like a fucking snippet. But I could be wrong. But we got a fan question today. Look at this. I did something for the listeners. I did something great. I put the fan question here. So now it's on the TV screen. Isn't that cool? Boy, oh boy, am I turning into a goddamn tech wizard. All right, let's get into this. All right. I need some advice. Kind of long. Me and this guy started as fuck buddies. Now I'm not big on fuck buddies. I'm either in a relationship or getting railed drunk at a party. Good for you. What a tart. What a tart. So this is a new ballpark. Me and this guy both told each other we don't want a relationship, but now we're like a married couple. We've had sleepovers every day for the last month, cooking together, holding hands and shit. Both of our feelings have changed and we really like each other. Do I go with the flow and see where things go? You could throw my first name in there if you want. Okay, Mackenzie. See, what you're in right now is what my girlfriend would say is the dick sand. Now, the dick sand is similar to quicksand. So you're doing things. You're in that beginning portion of a relationship where both of you are very respectful of one another, right? You haven't quite let your faults out. You kind of haven't let your full personality out. And I believe we talked about this last week, but you're in the dick sand, okay? And he's in the pussy sand, okay? So both of you are mesmerized by this newfound relationship where you're fucking like rabbits. So when you're doing that, your endorphins are through the roof. You're always in a good mood. When you have sex, you notice that right after, I believe, let's look that up. What do your after sex? All right. Well, I see. Research has proven that people are generally in a better mood after having sex. You can thank a flood of endorphins. See, there you go. And other feel-good hormones for that. See, those good vibes you feel after sex can last for 48 hours. See, this is why a lot of us get confused in the beginning of a relationship because you're horny. You know, it's something new. You're finding how to make one another come, you know? It's a new game for you. You're piecing together a puzzle, so then you're fucking more to figure it all out, right? It's no different than if you started playing guitar, you're going to be bad at guitar in the beginning, and you're motivated to learn a song at the guitar, similar to making one another come. Now, with men, it's a little easier, but sometimes you do it in better ways than other women do, right? It makes it more fun, more enjoyable. The experience is there. Now, I can't talk for being in the shoes of a woman, but I imagine that when you come across a guy that can make you come, right? He can make you come over and over and over again. Your mood's going to be through the roof. Like we just learned that the brain has endorphins that are released after that feel-good sensation of just catching a nut. So now you're living in this fantasy world that everything's great, everything's good. You're more motivated to cook with one another. You're holding hands. You're having sleepovers every day because you're fucking like rabbits. So your brain has this fog in front of you that me and my girlfriend, both the dick sand or the pussy sand. So right now you're in the dick sand. I'm fucking this up. You're in the dick sand. So it's all fugazi, I believe, is what the kids say, right? It's a little tricky right now because you're sifting through the jungle and you don't have a path right now. You said earlier, I started as fuck buddies, right? So the whole mission started out, we just want to fuck one another, but again, you got caught in the dick sand. So now you're holding hands. The feelings are changing, and as time goes on, as everything starts to slow down a little bit, you're not fucking as much. Those endorphins aren't firing as much, and you're starting to deal with this person for who they truly are, rather than living in this Cinderella fantasy fucking world of happy horse shit. Because you're not going to want to hold hands. You're going to notice that, oh, he fucking snores all night, and I haven't caught a wink of sleep, right? Oh God. We're cooking together, and then he starts cooking some shit that you don't like, and then you start voicing your opinion, and now you're getting into arguments and shit like that. I'm either in a relationship or getting railed drunk at a party. I don't know if that means you're getting fucked drunk at a party or you're doing rails at a party. But I'm going to assume that you're just getting railed while you're drunk at a party is what I'm going to go with. So there's no in between. You can't just have casual sex with random strangers. It's like you got to be fucking hammered and let some mook of a human, just a munya, come slam you from behind, and then you just carry on your way. You don't even enjoy it. Drunk sex it is what it is, right? It's a love-hate. It's a love-hate is what it is. It's like falling asleep to your favorite movie and you're like fighting it to stay awake, right? That's what drunk sex is. Made it sound like it's a rape. Jesus. But that's this is a very interesting dynamic interesting situation that you got yourself into, because yes, I do believe that you are caught in the dick sand. And how do you get out of the dick sand? You know, you got to sit back. You got to question things. Is this really worth my time? Am I in this because I'm having good sex? I enjoy this guy. We're cooking together. We're holding hands. I like holding hands. Shit. Just shit. Both of our feelings have changed and we really like one another. Do I go with the flow and see where things go? That depends. That depends, Mackenzie, on whether or not this is what you were chasing. By the sounds of it, it started out great. And this is what a lot of people don't understand when it comes to like these fuck buddy relationships, is somebody always catches feelings, and then sometimes in your circumstance, it sounds like both of you have caught feelings at the same time, or maybe just around, and it's been fun, and you're enjoying one another's time. And I'm not going to sit here and be an asshole about it, because it is what it is. It is what it is. And I feel like you should go with the flow, because it sounds like if you're not in a relationship, you're just fucking showing your hole hammered at a party and just letting anybody take a stab at her. So, I mean, like, what's this hurting, you know? What's this hurting? You're getting a full stomach and a load in you. You know, you're getting fed and fucked. Holding hands, oh boy. Every day, sleepovers every day for the last month. You know, it sounds like these are one of those, I'll tell you what this is. These are those classic fuck buddy stories that one of you is going to pull away. It always happens, because this shit happens to all. I now see my old lady, she shows me some of her friends, and some of them are just deranged fools, okay? Every other week, you see them and they're holding hands. I found the love of my life. Oh my God, I love this so much. I see this shit, right? I see this shit. And within 3 months, they're moved in together, throwing ashtrays at one another's skulls, screaming and yelling at one another. But on Instagram, they're the happiest fucking people you ever met, okay? And I'm not saying that this is you. I'm using a very drastic version of what this could possibly turn into. Classic white trash is what I'm getting at. They're screaming in each other's faces about, oh, fuck, you fucking like that girl's photo on Instagram. I see you, bitch. I see you, bitch, putting up stories. You putting up stories without me in it? And this is after 3 months. You're having full-blown sleepovers. And what I'm alluding to here is that, you know, these relationships that start off fast, well, sure, the up is fun, right? But there's always a down. There's always a down. So, like, as you slowly build into something and you're, like, hanging out once in a while, you link up for dinner and you start it slow. Those ones, you know, they usually have legs. When you come out the gate sprinting, eventually the legs are going to fucking burn out and you're going to want to slow the hell down. So instead of sleeping over every night, you're like, I want to go home tonight and just, like, enjoy my peace and serenity at home. And then someone's feelings get hurt. Someone's feelings are going to get hurt, and you're going to be screaming and yelling at one another over the fact that you just wanted to go the fuck home. right? Am I right? Right? This happens more than we'd like to admit, you know? Sure, I've been in situations like this and it was all fine and dandy, you know, we're staying over at one another's houses and then all of a sudden, one small mistake, I got yelled at because I didn't buy movie tickets that night and that was the end of it. I can't believe you wouldn't buy the movie tickets. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? And this is like a similar situation like yours, sleepovers, you know, not so much the holding hands, but it was going for dinners, cooking a little bit. And there was like the emotion of lust was in the air. I don't think you're falling in love here. I think this is lust. You're not, I don't know your background and what your dating history is like, but I'm going to go with like, you like to be in a groove. Okay. By the little bit I'm hearing here, I'm either in a relationship or getting railed drunk at a party. So I don't know what you're like in a relationship, but outside of a relationship, the bitch likes to get down. Okay. The bitch likes to get down. And it sounds like you like to fuck, and this is a new ballpark for you where you're trying to mix both potions, right? And you don't quite know what it is, and you're caught in the dick sand. How do you get out of the dick sand? You either blow your world up, okay? You absolutely blow your world up, and then you are forced to deal with all the consequences of you acting like an asshole, or you just slowly peel back a little and see, like, let those endorphins leave the fucking brains instead of getting railed every morning and a smack on the ass before you go piss, you know, that before the old morning piss and you go empty your fucking bladder. You come back to me when you guys are comfortable enough to fucking fart in front of one another. That's the ultimate comfort level. I'm at that stage and I'm tired of hearing fucking toots. You know what I mean? Like, it just gets old to me. I don't want to listen if a lady rip ass every now and then, you know, it's funny, but like, ugh. It's no different than like dudes. I know dudes do some, I would need a lady to tell me what dudes do that annoy the hell out of them. I imagine ripping ass in the living room is fucking disgusting for them too, you know? And I'm not saying that. I just don't want to hear it. That's all. But yeah, I think what you need to do to see on whether or not this is for you, slow it down a little bit. Take the foot off the gas, you're caught in the dick sand. And the dick sand can trap you for quite some time, sometimes up to a year and a half. You get in there, and then you realize, like, holy fuck, I've fucked a year and a half away of my life. Just full-blown doggy from the back, face buried in the pillow, mascara running down my face, and like tears of joy as my legs quiver, because this guy finally makes me come, and it feels good. I really enjoy the fact that this guy can finally make me come. I don't want to go back to all those other losers that chew on my pussy like a chihuahua on a stuffed Santa Claus fucking toy, you know? I don't want to go back to that. They're gnawing on this thing like it's a goddamn piece of Hubba bubble gum, you know? And this guy is like, he's eating you out with passion and joy. He loves it down there. He pays attention to your body movements. This is getting very descriptive and weird for those listening in the crew truck, but this lady needs to hear it. So what you need to do is slow the fuck down. That, or go and get fucked by a random and see where your head's at. See if you care. Okay? This is what destroys our trust in women, but hear me out. Hear me out. I've heard from a few old boys that, did you want to know if you love her? Go fuck a random. Go fuck a random and see what your emotions are. And if you feel guilty about it, you love her. That's some old boy knowledge right there. That's passed down. And now women are starting to cheat a little more, and like now the game's changed. You know what I mean? That, or they're just more vocal about it, and you're seeing it on TikTok, and they're claiming like, look how great I am because I fucked some stranger. You know, that's the world that we're living in right now. And some dudes just can't handle the fact that they're going to be second place their whole life, and that's just the way it's going to fucking be. You know, your old lady's a whore and you're a loser. So what happens when those two fucking collide is you just get a group of sad men. That's what I'm feeling. And by you going out, and if you fuck a random and you feel bad about it, just bury it under the hat. You know, that's the beginning of a relationship. Now, this advice right here is going to completely scorch what you've built if it ever comes to conversation between you two. But it's one way to find out. It's horrible advice. You don't come here for good advice. If you wanted good advice, you'd talk to somebody with a half-decent head on their shoulders instead of writing into this show, okay? Because right now you're caught in the dick sand. And you went from getting railed while you're hammered at parties to now holding hands and you're sleeping over, cooking meals. Oh, you want to make a stir fry tonight? Yeah, babe. That sounds great. That or you go, that's one thing I would suggest. And the second thing, dudes in this fucking pod that listen to this podcast, this is why we hate women. This is why women. No, it's because you're a loser, okay? You're a loser. You're caught in the pussy sand and you're acting like a pussy. That's the difference here. Is these ladies over here. See, if you're in the relationship with a chick like this that's kind of on the fence and it's going very fast, very smooth from what you imagine, this is what happens behind the scenes. They're starting to question it, like, well, who the fuck am I? What am I doing? So you as a dude either have to prove that this is what you want, right? Nobody's open and honest about this. Nobody talks about this shit, because if you were talking about this shit with one another and seeing where you want to go with things, and are we taking things too quick? Am I stepping out of line a little bit from time to time? Am I, it's okay to have these conversations, but we like to bury things, put it down. And that's why I give advice like, go fuck a stranger and see if you still have the same feelings for this guy as you did before. It is horrible advice. And I know a lot of guys are listening, and it's like, yeah, if you love your wife, go fuck a hooker and see if you think about after, like, oh, fuck, I don't know, fuck. Then you really love her. If you're like, whatever, I'd fucking, it's a hooker. Who cares? Then it's like, yeah, I'm just doing whatever I can to keep the fucking family intact, so that way she doesn't take half my shit. We're in a loveless marriage, and I'm just making sure that we don't lose our home. Neither of us can afford to leave one another, because we'll just both end up losing the house. Lawyers will make a bank off of us because we're both stubborn bitches. And then we're left with nothing. We got to raise our children from our parents' house. But yeah, I think, lady, you know what? What I would say is go with the flow. Go with the flow. And if these questions of feelings and this overall, I don't know, this overall feeling of lust that you're going through is still there in 2-3 months' time, then I would suggest going out and fucking a stranger and seeing if it bothers you. Because if it bothers you, then obviously there's something more there, And that's why I do this show, is to make sure that people can stay together longer, and by giving them tasks, all right, giving them easy tasks to really find out how they feel. Now, are some of those tasks evil, vindictive, and wrong things to do in a relationship? It depends who you ask. If you ask me, I feel like it'll test the emotional strength of this human that you decide to have sleepovers with for the past month. You will find the answers that you seek on where he sits with you as well, knowing that you fucked a stranger. even though you haven't put a title on your relationship and you're just calling it fuck buddies for right now. But you're out doing things, you're in public, you're probably getting close to introducing one another to your family, your friends obviously, you know. The moment that you're starting to hang around his friends and everything, that's the indication that he's talking about you as, you know, listen, we're not stupid, all right? As a guy, when a buddy brings a girl around, you can tell, yeah, you know, it's just someone that I fuck. It's easier than being like, well, we're dating, but we're not. We're just like the beginning stages of shit, and it's explanation period. This is what we do. Guys just be like, yeah, I don't know, we're fucking. It's fun. Nice. We don't need labels. A lot of us don't need labels. We don't need to sit here and explain the whole situation and try and drag it along and figure out, whoa, fuck, what are we? We don't need the what are we. You're going through a what are we thing here. In my mind, you're trying to figure out, fuck, because your girls, the conversation you hear it, I've heard it a few times about, well, I got this guy and I don't know what we are. I don't know where he sits. And there's too many questions involved. Instead of just relaxing, going with the flow, which I suggest that you do, and just enjoying each other's time. Don't put labels on it. Just see if it's still like this in the next 3 months. And if it continues down this path, might as well try another 3 and just be like, listen, fuck, can I call you my boyfriend so that way, like, I'm not trying to trap you into something. It's just easier than trying to explain like, oh, this is this guy that I fuck, and, you know, just be open and real with it. That's all I can really deeply down. That's all I can deeply suggest, right? But there you have it, folks. That's another episode of the Uncle Hack podcast. We thank you for tuning in, and we thank Mackenzie for sending in this fan question, and we hope that you don't find yourself in the dick sand for too much longer. We hope that you figure out the path in life that you want to take. We hope that you take our advice serious and, if need be, act upon it to find out whether or not this is something that you're personally looking for in your love life. You know, it is a difficult thing to go through, to go from fuck buddies to boy. You know, it's great. It's great. The endorphins are fucking with you. There's a fog. There's a love fog in front of your eyes, and it's masked. Your sense of reality. That's what happens. You know, it's no different than, you know, you watch us dudes, we're like hyenas. You throw an ass pick up and we start howling at a fucking goddamn full moon some nights. It's just the world we live in now. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Uncle Hack podcast. We appreciate you, and please, by all means, check out patreon.com/dangercats69 and become part of the family and support this podcast. We truly desperately need it right now. Oh, I'm just fucking with you. But it's a great way to support the pod, and we thank everybody that is a part of the Patreon, and we will see you next week, Thursday at 3 p.m.